Welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Frank, and today we are delighted to have a guest called David Mololo. On the other side, he's called Edwin, aka Pogba, and to the farther side it's Dennis Keton. And together we are
The
the
gatekeepers.
Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the like button below the video. So today's talk, we are going to talk about increased death rates caused by love affairs. And as I had told you, our guest anchor who is going to lead us on on this occasion is called David Mololo. Maybe I'm going to give him a chance to elaborate more and give us the reasons why the death rates are increasing in Kenya because of love affairs. Welcome, Mr. Mololo. Uh, Tunakukaribisha sana.
Okay, thank you guys. As you have heard that my full names are David Mololo, and I will not waste a lot of time. I will just go straight to the point. As you understand nowadays, killings have become so many, and to my best understanding, it is mostly caused by financial issues, because maybe two colleagues, one was working and maybe due to this life-wise the job ended.
Yeah.
And in the case when they are together, something small mistake happens, and because they have no money, and the mistake, remember the small mistake which can be corrected,
Yeah.
because of these financial issues,
Yeah.
killings, then fighting can erupt there, and they end up killing each other. So that's how I see things are happening nowadays. How do you see guys?
Partly, maybe Edwin can talk about that or maybe emphasize more about that.
Yeah, I think he's right. He's right. But I also think breakups have also contributed to death rates in terms of love affairs, because most of the people, or some, okay, let me say most, when they break up, there's either the man or the lady, especially the ladies, most of them, they find it hard moving on. Some of which maybe the promises they promised one another, the ambitions they had, but you find that when they break up, a lot of things just get cut short. So you find that the ladies mostly sometimes find it hard to move on. They feel lonely. Uh, they attempt, because I don't think only a few will express themselves, but majority, they find it hard even to express it how they feel to their friends, because they think their friends will laugh at them. They think that maybe their friends won't provide that much help, so it becomes too much to them. It becomes too much for them to handle, and you find that maybe the loneliness, they just end up committing suicide, not because they wanted to, but it becomes too much for them to handle.
So you can say that is depression that is causing the death rate to rise.
Yeah, depression has contributed a lot as a
Okay.
result of breakup.
And before I go to Mr. Dennis Keton, who is waiting anxiously, I just want to ask David Mololo, who is our guest. I think he has an idea about that. So you are saying financial crisis and the economic crisis inside the relationship might be the cause of increased death rate. And just to ask partly from my case, don't you think that the government has a part playing in this sort of issue of financial crisis in the relationship? Like a guy doesn't have a job because the government does not provide any chances for the youth, so maybe somebody.
Thank you, host. Let me say this. On the side of LifeWise, and not mostly side of government, not government so much, but we can say it's a global thing because climate change and what have you. I don't see mostly government.
Okay, so you're pushing away the government.
No, not
Oh, you're
pushing
saying-
away the government, but remember this thing
Yeah.
happening in Kenya, rough affairs, problems. If you listen news or watch videos, you will see also happening in America or South Africa or somewhere else.
Yeah.
So it's a global thing, I can say that. And if you have found yourself on such a situation, just seek an opinion to your close friends or
People.
or any other people you can reach before you
Chat
take
with
an
us.
action or before your attention goes up. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mr. Mololo. Mr. Dennis Keton, what do you have to say for us today concerning the issue of increased death toll in Kenya?
Thank you so much, Mr. Frankie.
Yeah.
Thank you for being our host today. To our viewers, I think today I'll be very brief. I want to be as specific as possible with this issue of increased death rates. Point number one, what I believe and what I think is actually accelerating deaths, not only in Kenya but globally, one of it is what I refer to as denial. Most people, most couples in a relationship, they tend to live in denial. They don't want to accept to call a spade a spade. You know, if a relationship has stopped working, it takes a brave man and a brave woman to accept reality, to call the relationship off before it becomes worse. So if we continue living in denial, even in our relationships, either whether you are dating or whether you are married, I think once we stop living in denial, that is going to be one of the milestones to help us to avoid this. Because if I live in reality and I accept, okay, this relationship which I'm in, it's not working. I've tried to seek solution. We as a couple, we seek solution from every angle, but still it's not bearing any fruit. I think the most honorable thing to do is just to come into terms with the reality and tell each other that, okay, this relationship was nice when it was due, but due to this, let's just call it quit for the betterment or for the sake of our lives. Because remember, we are not having this conversation from a naive point. We are having this discussion from a point of, we've been exposed, we've seen news, we've watched different stories of such things happening. And since right now I believe we are operating from a point of wisdom, it will only be wise if we learn from what we've been seeing. So let's avoid living in denial. The other thing which I want to mention here is something called intolerance. There's a lot of intolerance, especially in relationships. People don't want to tolerate each other. In fact, you find that people or relationships, you find that individuals in them, they are bitter with each other. You don't have to be bitter with each other. You need to talk. People are not talking to each other. Sorry, people are not talking to each other, but you find that they're talking at each other. If we stop yelling at each other and start finding solution in our relationships, I find that we are going to make it work. But the moment that a man in the house brings an idea, then the lady of the house, instead of being sane, she starts shouting. Or the moment when the lady of the house brings an idea which is supposed to develop or to improve the situation in the house, the man wants to play dumb or he wants to be ignorant to that idea, it creates friction in the house.
So you're saying that it's more related to understanding or being or like just understanding your partner. It's like that, yeah.
Yes. People need to start understanding each other. People need to start talking to each other. People need to start embracing togetherness. Remember, you are a couple because of
Togetherness, yeah.
togetherness, right? And if you are one, Murolo here will tell us, if you decided to unite as one, you need to be speaking from the same perception or script. But if that is not possible, I think that's now when we graduate to the next level of this discussion, whereby we ask ourselves, what next if it's not working?
Okay, I just want to ask you a question concerning about denial. What could happen if, you see, you have said that people are living in denial in most relationships, like they don't want to be alone. And together with Edwin, who spoke about loneliness, they don't want to be alone. What happens? You know, the reason why they don't want to be alone is because that if they become alone, like they become lonely, that may cause depression, which might end up to death or something, doing something like suicide. So, what do you think might be the solution for that case?
Thank you so much. It comes a time in life whereby if it's not working, it's not working. If I want to cling to my partner because I'm afraid of being alone, and yet in this relationship there's a lot of toxicity in it, then it can only mean one thing. I'm exposing myself to violence knowingly. These are the situations whereby, Mr. Frankie, we need to make hard decisions. You'll ask yourself a simple question. Do you love your life? Or do you want to continue kuvumilia in this relationship? If you love your life too much, and if you love your partner so much, then be the savior in that relationship. Pulling out won't actually expose them to depression. In fact, it will be helping them. Because remember, this is a sour relationship already, right? Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's sour. And anything simple which is happening here is causing friction. These are the reason whereby you find that somebody mentioned something in the house, then somebody took a knife and stabbed their partner. But if you could give them space, maybe it could even be therapy. They will start thinking about their lives.
Okay, so you say that they can give themselves a break, or maybe stay away from each other peacefully, yeah? And maybe find someone, if you're feeling like you're so much lonely, maybe you can relocate and move in with your friend or somebody, yeah? Instead of doing like drugs or indulging in something just to kill out the depression.
So allow me to, okay.
Allow me to add a point in that when things are hard and you are together, you can also seek an opinion and go to the counseling officer. I think it can also advise you good in case things goes bad.
Okay, so I want him to repeat it again in a louder voice so that our youths out there can hear. And
or in case you are disagreeing or you are feeling uncomfortable with if you are together or as a couples,
yeah.
you can also seek an opinion from counseling. You can go to counseling officer, put your colleague or you alone, then things can be they calm down when you go there.
What about you, Eddie?
Mine, I can conclude, because I can say that whenever a relationship has come to an end, any party, for example, anybody who is maybe feels like he or she has been hurt the most, I think what you can do so far is just accept the reality, try to move on, invest in yourself, because I believe it is not the end. It is not the end of the world. Just invest yourself.
Make
That will
them-
be a new beginning for you, I believe so.
So you heard it from the legends, heard it from our junior staffs, friends. Yeah, the best thing is just to follow yourself and love yourself. Love yourself more. Be positive. There's always another chance. God is always there for you. And always keep on being positive. Just focus, yeah? So that's it for today. We are thankful for your audience. And we are looking forward to see you another day.